Licensed Lands is back for round 2, where we talk about Peanuts at Cedar Fair, Looney Tunes at Six Flags, and Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios. So,
Meep meep.
and woohoo, let's go! Hello, everybody, and welcome to Parkgoers Go, your go-to podcast for all things theme parks. I'm one of your hosts, Dustin.
I'm Logan.
And I'm your other host, Nate.
And today we are doing a all-time favorite. I think this is, round 4 of this?
3!
Round 3?
This is round 2.
Is it round 2?
We've only done it once.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, what is the other one that we like? Forgotten.
Forgotten
Because
Lands.
Forgotten Lands we've done twice. Licensed Lands we've only done
Well, we
once.
also did Acquired Lands, too.
Oh, yeah. Acquired
So-
Lands we did 2 of.
Yeah, one of them we finished. I think
I think it's
Acquired
acquired.
Lands.
Yeah. So that's why it feels like we've done more of these. But Licensed Lands, yeah, this is our second.
This is our second licensed land. Wow.
It's been that long.
Yeah, it's been a while. But today we are talking about lands in theme parks that host properties that are not owned by the theme park's parent company. I don't remember the ones we did last time. What were the ones we did last time?
Un momento, por favor.
That was all the way back in first season, wasn't it?
It was number 19.
Yeah, episode 19.
We had... Do you have it?
It was Seuss Landing.
Yep.
Like examples include Seuss Landing in Islands of Adventure, Sesame Street Lands in SeaWorld and Busch Gardens, and Marvel Superhero Island in Islands of Adventure.
See episode
You
number
can learn
19.
more about those
Yeah.
if you go to episode 19, Licensed Lands from season 1. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about a couple more.
3 to be exact.
And those are Nintendo World in Universal Studios, the Looney Tune lands in Six Flags,
I know, I couldn't think of anything.
and Snoopy's Planet in Cedar Fair.
Snoopy. Actually, the wah 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 also works for Snoopy because that's the parents. That's what
Oh,
the
yeah,
parents
that's how they
sound like.
talk. I forgot.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the Womp Womp for?
He was using it for
Think of a
Looney Tunes. He's like, wah 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 wah. I was like, that's
You do the Roadrunner noise.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Roadrunner too.
That's Meep Meep.
Meep meep.
Ah,
There
yeah.
it is. Okay, now do it. Nathaniel, go.
Meep meep.
There you go.
Meep meep.
Dustin, just cut that in.
Meep meep.
Let's hop into it. Nathaniel, take it away.
Here we go.
Ba-na-na-na-na.
Here we go. Here we go.
Let's talk about Nintendo Land. So as we know, Nintendo Land is owned by the Nintendo company. And if you didn't know, now you know. Essentially, I guess Nintendo was having some bad revenue problems. Well, I feel like I don't know. I don't know how much truth there is to it, because I feel like every time we cover a licensed land, it's always like they were having money problems and
Well,
they
yeah.
sold everything.
That's
So
what happens.
I didn't crunch the numbers, but apparently they were having some money problems pre-2015. And then in May of 2015, Universal and Nintendo announced a partnership that they would be opening a new Mario-themed park. The project was supposed to cost and it was going to be in Japan, of course, because we all know Nintendo is based in Japan. The project was going to cost 40 billion Japanese won, which is the equivalent of 351 million US dollars, and it was going to be built in Universal Studios Japan in Osaka. Later the next year, Universal announced that the Super Nintendo World concept was going to be implemented not only in Japan, but also in Hollywood and in Florida. And mind you, this is 2016, so this is Epic Universe announcement. So anyway, construction for the land in Japan began in 2017 and was slated for a 2020 Summer Olympics release. At the same time, during construction in 2019, they already began construction on the Hollywood version, and they were set to do the Florida version, which would later be announced as Epic Universe in 2020. However, because of COVID, the Japan Nintendo Land has a bit of a rocky opening, because again, the original day was delayed by almost a year for the soft opening, and then it was delayed 2 months to February 4th, 2021. but then it ended up getting delayed again in March because Japan had another wave of COVID state of emergency, and then it was basically closed again from April after March, from April until June 7th, until, you know, they were kind of like, we got the COVID situation handled down. So the Japan park had a very rocky opening. Eventually, it did stay open after June 7th of 2021, and then the Hollywood land would open in 2023 once the construction was started. So about the land itself, the entire land is obviously based off the Super Mario games. Particularly, in my opinion, is the Super Mario N64 game, but honestly, it's just generally Mario. All three of these locations are pretty much designed the same. You'll enter through the warp pipe into the entrance plaza. It leads you through Princess Peach's castle, and then you'll exit into the Mushroom Kingdom. The unique thing about Japan and Florida is that they're both 2-level lands, so you'll enter on the second floor, and then you'll go down to the first floor, you know, to ride different rides. But in Hollywood Studios, there's only one level because it's a much smaller scale. In addition to being on a larger scale in Japan and Florida, they not only have the Mushroom Kingdom, but they also have the new expansion, which is Donkey Kong Land, where you'll find, you know, all things Donkey Kong, basically. One of the more unique features of this land, which I think got its kinship from Harry Potter Land and the Magic Wands, is that guests can buy these things called power-up bands, which are basically, I guess, the equivalent of like magic bands at Disney, but it hooks up to a smartphone application, and you can basically go around the land collecting different touch points, collecting points, playing different mini games within the land itself, and it's all kept track on that app, and it's also even integrated into some of the rides, such as the Mario Kart Koopa's Challenge. So that's leaning into the game aspect and trying to integrate it within the theme park, which is really fun. Some other rides that they have besides the Mario Kart Koopa's Challenge, which by the way is the
Best ride.
Oh, well,
It's not the best.
if you're in Hollywood, it's the best ride. If you're in Florida, it's not. But it's basically, it's a Mario Kart game. It's augmented reality. It's actually really cool technology, so definitely give it a chance if you can. But it usually always has a really long wait. The other ride that they have is called Yoshi's Adventure, which basically is like a people mover, I guess, with like slight interactions within it. It's, you know, just a cute little ride around the land. There's also several costume meet and greets, so you can meet Princess Peach, Mario and Luigi, and the elite meet and greet, which is Toad. And Toad, I don't think is announced, so if you see him, get in line, because he's great. Like I mentioned, Florida and Japan are a much larger land, so they have the Donkey Kong expansion, which in Japan opened in 2024. Epic Universe, it just opened altogether, which is awesome. And they have, in my opinion, the best ride in Super Mario World, which is Donkey Kong's Minecart Madness, which is a roller coaster akin to not Mousetrap. What is it? What did we call it?
Wild Mouse.
A Wild Mouse coaster. So a lot of, like, you know, quick turns and dips. And it's supposed to simulate that you're in like a minecart and that you're jumping the track and switching tracks and stuff like that, and it definitely feels like it. So it's a great ride. It's really fun. I was surprised by this one. In 2019, Universal Studios Singapore also announced that they will be introducing Super Nintendo World alongside the Minions Land, which is set to replace the park's Madagascar area, which sounds really sad because I would love to see that. But they haven't announced if there's any attractions for this thing, or like what scale, I guess, this one is going to be. So if you want to see Mario, don't go to Singapore just yet. Though again, I have been to Nintendo World in both Hollywood and Florida, but Dustin, I don't think you've been to either.
I've only been to neither. So, yeah.
Good. But he will be to the one in Florida soon.
He will.
Possibly. Yeah.
It's cute. It's a very cute land. It's very lively. Not lively. What is it called? Kinetic. It's very kinetic. There's a lot going on. It's pretty overstimulating, but there's a lot of really cool details. If you're into video games, Obviously, I think you're gonna love it. There's a lot of references to other Nintendo IP as well, such as
Pikmin.
Pikmin, which I love. Some of the stalls have like Zelda references. People say that they're gonna bring a Zelda land. Who knows? But Pikmin is the only one that's like really... Pikmin's a nice little fun Easter egg hunt, I guess, throughout the land. They have a ton of different Pikmin scattered around.
Now transition to Looney Tunes, Nathaniel, go.
How am I supposed to transition to Looney Tunes?
I don't know. You should have figured that out.
The Pikmin are very quirky. Someone say Looney.
Wait, when you guys go into the park, do you guys hear the Mario theme song?
You hear the wonk, wonk, wonk.
Do you hear the dun, 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 dun?
Yes.
I always thought that was a Looney Tune.
That was good. Now go.
Was it good, though? It wasn't that good.
Good enough.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Looney Tunes is actually spelled Tunes. So not like
Is it?
cartoon. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
spelled
Tunes.
What's the logic behind that?
because that was during the time with like Merry Melodies.
Who?
Merry Melodies. I think it was the Walt Disney one, right?
I don't know, huh?
Oh no, Merry Melodies was Looney Tunes. Well, Disney had one. What was it? Silly Symphonies. That's what it was. Disney had Silly Symphonies.
Dilly.
And Dilly Dallies.
There were like the shorts that were mainly like musical themed, but they were cartoons. So then they also made Looney Tunes, which is the only one that stuck out of the three.
The more you know.
So let's talk about a little bit of history, right? Let's jump all the way back to 1930. Back in the early 1930s, Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies were created by Leon Schlischinger. Oh, I missed it. Leon Schlischinger. Leon Schlesinger. Leon Schlesinger. And he did so until 1944, when he sold his studio to Warner Brothers. After the sale, the studio was renamed Warner Brothers Cartoons. Fast forwarding to somewhere along the line, there was a licensing agreement between Warner Brothers and Great America Theme Park in Gurnee, Illinois, for the use of the Looney Tune characters, which at the time, Great America was owned by Marriott, but in 1984, Six Flags bought it. So now it's called Six Flags Great America, but along with purchasing the park, they got the rights to use the Looney Tune characters throughout the Six Flags parks, marking the start of a long relationship with the Warner Brothers properties. Now in 1987, Six Flags itself was purchased by Wesray Capital Corporation, which took the company public. That same year, Warner Brothers bought a 19.5 stake in Six Flags, getting its foot in the theme park world. But by 1991, Time Warner would increase that stake to 50%, and just 2 years later took over the entire company, renaming it Six Flags Theme Parks, Inc. 5 years later, in 1998, Time Warner sold its share to Premier Parks. As part of the transition, Six Flags expanded its licensing deal with Warner Brothers to include not only the Looney Tunes, but also Hanna-Barbera, Cartoon Network, and the ZC Comic characters, many of which still appear in the park today. And I couldn't find a date for it, but at some point, Time Warner ended up making a deal with Six Flags where Six Flags removed all other IP from the parks and only had Time Warner properties in the parks. And that's why you see only like DC and Looney Tunes in the parks today. That's how we got here. So let's back bounce to current time. Where today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least 6 lands in Six Flags parks that, Six lands, Six Flags, that have a dedicated Looney Tunes area. And I'm going to go through them right now. We have in Six Flags Magic Mountain, we have Bugs Bunny World, aptly named. That's pretty fine.
No notes.
Yeah, no notes. In Six Flags America, which is in Maryland, which is sadly closing soon. That one's actually called Looney Tunes Movie Town, and it's more based on them, making films. In Six Flags Great Adventure in California, we have the Looney Tunes Seaport. And then in Texas, or Six Flags Over Texas and Six Flags Over Georgia, we have Bugs Bunny Boomtown. And the last one I saved was for Six Flags Great America in Illinois, where, apparently this all started. They have Camp Cartoon. apparently in 1998, the area was very Hanna-Barbera heavily themed. So instead of being called Camp Cartoon, it was called Camp Cartoon Network. And it had a lot of Cartoon Network stuff in it as well. So that ended in 2006. And since 2006, it has just been Camp Cartoon. So that's fun. When it comes to characters, you'll see characters throughout the park. I think even the Six Flags that don't have the dedicated lands, I believe you can still meet the characters in the parks as well. Because, I mean, who else are you going to meet? Superheroes? But yeah, no, that's pretty much it when it comes to that one. There's actually a lot when it comes to Six Flags and its history. So I didn't want to delve too much into the acquisition after acquisition of that poor little theme park company. But talking about acquisitions, the most recent, and it's not an acquisition, it's a merger that Six Flags had, was with Cedar Fair Company. So now they are one company together, which I believe we have another land, or I guess company today that we could talk about. And that's what Logan is going to bring to the table. Logan.
We do. Oh, wait, no. Planet Snoopy. I almost said Snoopy Planet.
You would have looked like an idiot.
Anyway, before talking about Planet Snoopy, I'm going to do a quick history of Peanuts. If you didn't know,
Like Peanuts the nut?
Yep, Peanuts the nut. Thanks, Dustin. Anyway, if you didn't know, which Dustin didn't, Peanuts started as a comic strip written and illustrated by Charles M. Schulz. Starting in 1950, he drew the strip for nearly 50 years with no assistance, including the lettering and the coloring. But the comic strip tells stories of a group of young kids in various scenarios, highlighting their interactions and different philosophical, sociological influences, where he brought some of the characters from, such as Charlie Brown, and he serves kind of as the everyman, decent, considerate, reflective, but he's also deeply sensitive and suffers from an inferiority complex.
Oh my gosh.
Then we have Lucy, bossy, selfish, opinionated, and she's the offensive, sarcastic kind of character. Linus, he's loyal. He's uplifting. Introducing intellectual, spiritual elements to the strip. And then Peppermint Patty, who is a tomboy, but she frequently misunderstands things. And then Marcy, bookish, good student. You get the picture. Through all the success, there were many adaptations in animation, shows, music, theater, and of course, we have our licensing. Peanuts in the Park actually started in 1983 at Knott's Berry's Farm in Southern California, becoming the first park to license the Peanuts characters, creating the first Camp Snoopy area and making Snoopy the park's mascot. Knott's expanded.
Peanuts?
Knott's expanded its operations in 1992 by building an indoor amusement park in the Mall of America called Knott's Camp Snoopy. The Knott's theme parks were acquired by the national amusement park chain Cedar Fair LP in 1997, which continued to operate Knott's Camp Snoopy Park until the park took over its operations in March 2005. Cedar Fair since it already had licensed the Peanuts in its acquisitions, Knott's Berry Farm did not alter the use of any of those characters. In 2024, Cedar Fair merged with Six Flags, resulting in the inheritance of the Peanuts characters licensing. But in 2009, Cedar Point introduced Planet Snoopy, a child's area where Peanuts Playground used to be. The rides are inspired by the Peanuts characters and can be found at many different parks, such as California's Great America, Canada's Wonderland, Dorney Park and Wildwater Kingdom, King's Dominion, King's Island, Valley Fair, Worlds of Fun, and of course Cedar Point, which specifically has the Flying Ace Balloon Race, which is a spinning aerial ride that does kind of like an undulating thing. Think of like a undulating Dumbo. Joe Cool's Dodgem School, which is just a mini bumper ride. Kite Eating Trees, which is a mini drop ride that goes 20 feet high. Peanuts Road Rally, so miniature trucks that follow an electric track, kind of like a train. Snoopy's Deep Sea Divers, Snoopy's Space Race, Snoopy's Express Railroad, Woodstock's Whirly Birds, and that's all I got for Planet Snoopy at Cedar Point.
What?
Cedar Point.
Point. At Cedar Point.
Now, what's very interesting is that I did not know that the first time the Peanuts were in the theme park was for Knott's Berry Park. That's pretty cool. Or Knott's Berry Farm. And I also didn't know that Knott's Berry Farm put a theme park in the Mall of America. That's pretty cool, too. We're learning.
The more you know.
They did a lot for the amusement park field.
Knott's Berry or the Mall of America?
Well, Knott's Berry, because Knott's Berry put that in the Mall of America.
Also, remember, Knott's Berry is older than Disneyland.
Where is Knott's Berry?
Where is it?
California.
Yeah, it's right. It's like, I think 15 minutes away from Disneyland.
The more you know.
Because Disney said if we got to compete, we're going to get close right next to them.
I think that's the reason. But
That's what he said. There's quotes.
Well, if you go all the way back to our very first episode, not our first episode, our second episode, Rough Beginnings, when we were talking about Disneyland, we did bring up how Walt looked at different places for examples of how he wanted to run his theme park, and Knott's Berry Farm was one of them.
the more you know.
Now we know more about Nintendo in theme parks. We know more about Looney Tunes in theme parks. And we know more about Peanuts in the theme parks. So that's fun. Mario, Bugs Bunny, and Charlie Brown. Those are big heavy hitters. Big heavy hitters, and also old. They're old.
They are
all
old.
so old.
They're all old properties.
Very old.
Which one's the oldest?
What was the year?
That Mario started?
Mario,
Oh.
but yeah.
Are you talking about the land or the...
No, not
like,
the land. Just Mario in general.
I don't know.
Because Peanuts was 1950.
Looney Tunes was the 1930.
Wow.
There's 20 games in the series.
All right.
Oh, yeah, give us all that information.
Not the question we asked.
Oh, 1985. 1985 was Super Mario.
so
Oh, really?
He's
Yep.
the youngest.
I guess video games are not as old as I think they are.
How old's Nintendo as a company?
Oh, good question.
Did you even look them up?
No, I didn't go into that. I figured people knew.
Oh, please.
Tiango, Nintendo.
Tiango.
Nintendo is a Japanese multinational video game company headquartered in Kyoto.
Oh my god, just give us the date.
Founded in 1889. What?
Whoa.
What were they doing between 1889 and 1980?
Whoa.
Yeah, what were they
Nintendo
doing?
predates Walt Disney himself.
Wait,
What were they doing?
He made Hanafuda playing cards, which is like these there's a really good anime about it. I don't know how to explain
Hanafuda
it.
earrings.
Yeah, they're like exactly.
Demon Slayer. That's cool.
Every so often, something will pop up. It'll be like, did you know that Nintendo existed the same time Jack the Ripper was still in the streets? And I'm like, that's kind of morbid, but
That's crazy.
That's also interesting.
so cool.
Crazy. How crazy to go from like making like playing cards to being this giant video game like conglomerate. Oh,
He says, stick with what you love and follow the innovation. And look at that. Well, I was reading, and I was going to put it in here, but I decided not to, that the creator of Peanuts did not want to call it Peanuts, and he actually hates that name.
But does he like the word Snoopy? Does he like Snoopy?
No.
No, I think Peanuts is in reference to the Peanut Gallery.
It is. Good job. It came directly from that, but it like the people, his like publishers or something, they were knocking around a couple different ideas, and then everybody like really liked Peanuts, and he didn't, and then it went. They used it, and everybody liked it, and he didn't.
Well, that's a good way to end this.
Did you know the creator's actually really upset?
So yeah, those were 3 pretty iconic properties that have been licensed for these theme parks. How do you guys think they're doing by using these in the theme parks? Do you think that they're actually utilizing them well, or do you think they're just kind of sitting there? And also, what other licensed lands are there? And yeah, so that's our show. Check us out next week, and until then, we'll see you at the parks.
Bye.
You couldn't see it, but a wink. Thanks for listening to this episode of Parkgoers Go. Catch our new episodes every Wednesday and catch up on our old episodes on Spotify. For any updates and new information about the theme parks or the podcast, follow us on Instagram at ParkgoersGo or visit our website at www.parkgoersgo.com. This episode was produced by Logan, Nathaniel, and Dustin, and edited by me, Dustin. Our theme song was created by John Riedel. You can follow Logan Nathaniel's theme park adventures on Instagram at Parkgoers. And you can follow me at Mr. Parkgoer. If you'd like to reach out to us, visit our website and send a comment or a compliment or a critique, but not so much the critique. And until then, see you in the parks.